Bike Auto Valet, down at the detailing shop today. Had a job on this morning, had a delivery yesterday from Slims. Just wanted to do a little unboxing video just to show you some of the things that I've bought on the last order from Slims. So here we go. I'll open this up. Get straight into it. So, Slims, I've said before, and I think I've mentioned them in some of my other videos, they're my preferred supplier for most of the products that I buy, whether it be polishers, compounds, pads. I do use others, but Slims is by far the one that I spend the most money with and buy the most product from. So let's have a look what we've got in here this time. So, bubble wrap. Always good. They always provide plenty of bubble wrap to protect the products that you've bought, which is good. First thing out the box is some Slims Microfiber edgeless cloths. I use these a lot. These aren't everyday ordinary microfibers. I use others for that, for all-purpose cleaners and other things. I use other microfibers. But for these, I use these as glass cloths, which I use to apply the glass cleaner, and then I use a waffle weave glass towel to remove that. I use these for removing waxes, polishes, use them on interior plastics where they're highly polished. Use these a lot. These are a really good towel. I don't know what they cost, I've no idea. I just order 10, a pack of 10 every time I place an order, pretty much, just to keep them clean and fresh. Obviously they go through the washing machine, but eventually they do become a bit tired. So I like to keep them fresh and new. Brings me on to the glass waffle weave towels. These are Chemical Guys ones, really good. They're a good size. There is other glass towels out there. These are waffle ones. The other ones I've got, which I've bought 5 of them just to try them, they were glass towels. They're a bit bigger, but that's not really relevant. You only need a glass towel to be so big. The ones that I bought weren't waffled, and I found them very grabby, which just made the process that bit more difficult. These ones here work really well. So I apply my glass cleaner with one of these, folded into 4, so that you know you're always really using a clean piece of microfiber, and then I remove them with these. And one of the things I've found that works best is use plenty of product. If you use too little product, you're really just rubbing the cloth around a dry piece of glass, and then you haven't got the cleaner on it. So plenty of product, wipe it around with this, and then remove it with this, and you'll end up with crystal clear glass. Work really well. Good products. Oh, here's a new one to me. I used to use Auto Finesse Triple, not on all jobs, but there was odd occasions where you do need a hand polish. I use a built hammer one predominantly, but I also had Auto Finesse Triple. It was very good, but I wanted to try something different. So I spoke to Slims and asked them what they had that would do a similar job but a different brand, and they sent me this one. Again, I'm not sure how much this was. I didn't really ask, I just wanted to try something that they recommended. This is apparently dodo juice. I'm sure some of you will have heard of or know about dodo juice, but what they've tried to do, they've launched a second line to try and lift their name within the marketplace. So, I don't know, a bit of a Rolls Royce, I suppose they're trying to go for, or I guess Rolls Royce brand sort of thing they're trying to go for. So this is called Secura. Never heard of it, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm sure it will do a perfectly good job. So if it does well, and I like the product, I'll buy another one, because I obviously have my detailing shop where I am today, plus the van, and I always duplicate up on products and materials and tools wherever I can, and finance is prove viable. So if that's good, I'll just buy another one, stick one in the van, so that I've always got product in both places. I prefer to do that. Then I've got, just put the cap back on. Then I've got Meguiar's hyper dressing. This is my preferred dressing for engine bays, other areas as well, but I really use it on engine bays. I find it works really well. Not for a full detail, but for a valet, engine bay valet, just do the engine bay valeting, all-purpose cleaner, brushes, pressure washer, that sort of stuff. And then I spritz this over, it's dilutable, I spritz this over the engine bay, making sure they get to all the plastics and hoses and stuff, and just leave it to dwell while I'm doing other stuff to the vehicle. Then I go back afterwards and just use a microfiber just to remove any pools and puddles that will have formed, and they always do. But this, very good product. As you're aware, it's an American brand, so it's not actually a full gallon. I think it's 3.78 litres. So if you break that down, it does work out quite expensive, but it's dilutable and it does a good job. So I'm prepared to pay that bit extra for a product that I like using and does a good job. I think this worked out at about £52. And like I said, it's not a gallon, it's a US gallon, 3.78 litres I think. So, but I like it. I've tried others from other manufacturers and I always go back to this, or I have gone back to this, and I can't see me changing. But I use that just for engine bay valets, not details. Details on the plastics and rubbers and so on and so forth. I use other products from other manufacturers that work in a slightly different way. Take a bit longer to apply, but you know, the difference between a valet and a detail is time, really. So that works well for valets. Last but not least, this is CarPro, some detailing brushes that I'd seen on YouTube, on CarPro's YouTube site, and they were using these. I like the look of them. They were using them on wheels, and I'm not sure what I'm going to use them on yet. I really don't know. I have so many wheel brushes to do all sorts of things on different wheels. I tell you, that is very soft. But again, I have some like that. That would purely be for an interior brush for me. Around some of the delicate stuff on a dashboard, around the infotainment areas, switch gear, things like that. Any ingrained, really heavy dirt, that's not going to remove. It's really not stiff enough. But yeah, I could find a use for that. I don't know when or where, but I liked it, I wanted to try it, and you're not going to know what these things are like until you actually make a purchase. Watching them on videos through YouTube is one thing, but actually buying it and feeling it in your hand and knowing that you've got it in the van, or like I said about the polish here, if I find that I like these products and feel that they work well, I'll just buy another set. They come in a box of 2, a brush set. And if, like I said, if I find a use for them and I like them, on my next order, I'll just order another set. So, set in the van and a set at a detailing shop. So that one would go in my interiors box within the van, and the same would be here. And this one I could see for wheels. It's not too stiff. I have really stiff ones when I've got really heavily contaminated wheels with years and years of brake dust and grime. And then I have some softer ones for wheels that aren't too dirty, just some very mild road dirt. And this one would be a good intermediate. The bristles are quite long, so that's very good. It allows you to get into lug nut holes and some of the more intricate parts of a wheel. I couldn't remember if this was chemical resistant. I can't remember, but I use a lot of brushes from Valet Pro, not CarPro, that aren't chemical resistant, but they last a long time, even with chemicals, because the chemicals I use on wheels aren't generally that harsh. I don't use acids. I use an alkali, which is quite harsh, but I use a dedicated brush for that. So anyway, we'll see how those work, and I'll see if I buy some more. Bye, Paul, Valet. More videos to come. Thank you.